The views and opinions expressed by the guests, callers, and hosts on this and all Rense Radio Network programs do not necessarily reflect or agree with those of the network, its commercial sponsors, its radio station affiliates, or internet broadcast platforms. In these controversial times, we believe the First Amendment and freedom of the press are absolutely essential to the survival of our nation. Thank you. And now, enjoy the program.
And you'd like to join in Open Topic Friday, you can call in at 877-342-6673. We're going to have Pete from California, also known as PD Lumina. He'll be joining us fairly shortly. Joe, if you're out there and you want to call in and talk about, we had Joe from Philadelphia who used to work for Freddie Mac on at the end of the show yesterday. If you're out there and you'd like to call in and talk and continue that conversation, please do so. But besides that, we are open to talk about whatever on earth you guys would like to talk about. I'd like to jump right into a story that I wanted to cover last night. I'm going to just skip the economic update because we all know that the economy is languishing and dying before our very eyes. We're seeing austerity all around the world coming to a street corner near you very soon. But last night I had said on the show, and we ended up talking to Joe, and that took us right up to the close of the show, that I was going to share one personal story that's happened to someone that I care about deeply, and it's not just any. This isn't an isolated event. This is happening around the country. I see it. I travel for my work. I see it in companies big and small. One of the victims of this economic depression that we are in are people who are currently in jobs, and something that is very heinous. It's very disgusting, but it does happen. Is if you are currently in a job and suddenly the owner of that business or your manager or whatever decides that the pickings are good for employees. I mean, and it is. It's a seller's market, if we or a buyer's market, we should say. You can get the deals not only buying property or buying anything really, but you can get the deals on employees. Now I have someone very close to me who's now went through. It basically it's tantamount to torture in the last 6 months, justifying this person's existence in a company. Now this company is fairly large company, but it's in the field of the building industry. So, like everybody else in the building industry, times are tough around the country. And it seems like every other week I'm talking to this person, and they're having to justify their existence at work. So times are slow. This person 6 months ago gets asked to write down everything that they do, show us that how you are of value to this company, and that happens, and suddenly the commission structure is suddenly changed and making a little bit less money. And then a few more weeks go by, and we see, they get a call saying, okay, we need to see what you're doing to be proactive in sales, and so record everything you do in the next few weeks and let us know how you're benefiting this company. And lo and behold, the pay structure gets changed again. And now, this very week, they receive yet another warning that several people are on the chopping block. And, this is basically a form of terrorism as far as I'm concerned. When you're going to work and you're sitting there and you realize it's slow, you're doing all you can do, and I know this person, and they're working very hard at everything from cold calling to following up to doing everything within their power other than going out and knocking on doors to try and generate some income and some sales. But it's a buyer's market. Justify yourself, and it's tearing these people apart, making them feel worthless, terrorizing them just to show up at the job. And, fortunately, most people who are in a job right now, instead of just thinking, well, screw this, I know that I can go out and collect unemployment for 99 weeks. I know I can go out and stop paying my mortgage payment and probably not get booted out of my house for a couple of years in some cases. They want their job. They want to keep their job. So they play the game. But an emotional toll is being taken on the people who still do have jobs because of the economic situation we're in. Now, fortunately for my friend that I'm speaking of, they've come to a point where enough's enough. Why stress out going into the office every single day? Why put yourself through this mental torture, wondering when the hatch is going to fall? And that's really, that's the only thing you can do is get yourself set, get your mind set to the fact that, maybe I'll have a job, maybe I won't. The thing is, I've said for a long time now, Joe, I know you're on the line, I'll get you on in just a sec, but I said for a long time now that you are not your credit score. You are not the job you go to every day. There's a lot of good employers out there who are cutting back the profit of the business, and in a lot of cases, they're not making any money themselves to keep people working. So I'm not trying to say all employers, all business owners are scumbags, but there are scumbags out there. And, when they can take advantage of a situation, being, there's 100 applicants if you leave, and if they make you feel that way, it makes you feel like a second-class citizen or a third-class citizen. They have the power over you at that point. So, my thoughts are, my wishes to convey to you on this subject is, the world doesn't come to an end because you lose your job, or the world doesn't come to an end because you get foreclosed on. You are not simply a 780 credit score, or you're not simply, your last mortgage payment. So you've got to put everything into perspective. You can't go to work under the threat of terrorism every day, and you can't live your life worrying about the almighty dollar.